Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. It is Bloobsday, and it is time for another Bloobsday challenge. It's good to be back. I haven't done my challenge for a few weeks. We don't have to talk about it. It's no big deal. I just haven't done it, so I'm doing it today, and I'm pretty stoked. Recently, I found out via the 7-Eleven insiders community in a thread where people were talking about their favorite blueberry flavors, or their favorite blueberry flavors, their favorite ice cream flavors. Like, I got blueberries on the brain. um and all these people were being like, I love blueberry cheesecake flavored ice cream, and I was like, what are you talking about? Because literally, I never heard of that. And so I did some looking around and I found out some pretty exciting information in the blueberry ice cream world. So we're going to have a few ice cream Bloobsday challenges coming up. And the first one is tonight. Sorry about my cat, she's making noise. But let me reintroduce you as always and ever to our champion, actual Bloobs. Today's blueberries are from California. They are Driscoll's blueberries. I will say these are purchased from a Target, and I think I may have discussed this before on my videos, but sorry, Target, you are my store of last resort when it comes to fresh produce. Grocery is not your strong point. You are clutch and you come through in a pinch because you're the closest location to me physically, I believe, that I can walk to the easiest that does in fact carry any really fresh produce besides like whatever apples and bananas and stuff they have at 7-Eleven. So I'm not going to disparage because I do buy the stuff there, but I have noticed that especially for my small neighborhood Target here in the Santa Monica area, it's just the people who work there are workers of just general retail. They're not specifically grocery workers. And frankly, it's a lot easier for a grocery store to dabble in the business of general merch than it is for a general merchandise store to dabble in the business of grocery. What basis do I have to know that? Well, my personal employment basis for that is long ago having worked at Kmart, which many of you are not even aware of its existence. And those who are aware, as am I, that the retail stores have gone defunct at this time. There is still Kmart online, which is fascinating to me. I still get emails from Kmart all the time, and they're like, come look at our site. We have these deals. I've never bought anything from them in that way. And sometimes I feel kind of like guilty, like I sort of should, just because like Kmart was my first like job that I had that wasn't like either babysitting somebody's kids or like working through like a government program where it was like for like disadvantaged like youths, like they have these like summer work programs. So like the first time I had like a job, like not those things, was Kmart. And so I've always had kind of a soft spot for Kmart in a way, but I mean, retail, well, just like everything else in life, is basically like it's like the ocean, like the fish that can't swim as good, they get ate up. And I guess that's kind of what happened to Kmart. But my point is this. When we worked at Kmart, like, Kmart had like, let's say the Kmart store I worked at had, for example, to use a round number, had like 50 aisles. Now, I know that that's not probably true. They're probably only like 20, maybe at the most, or like 25. But let's say there was 50 aisles. I mean, fully 47 or 48 of them would be non-perishable goods, and not even just like not fresh foods, but not even canned goods. Like all of the food items would be on like two or three aisles, and that's it. And the whole rest of the store was nothing really to do with food, hardly at all. Except for we did have like a little cafeteria that was like the K Cafe or whatever in the front. And like the people who worked in the K Cafe were always like, I don't really work at Kmart. I work in the K Cafe. And it was like, oh, okay. You're putting on airs to make this. I mean, all they served was like hot dogs, like on those roundy round things. And like, they had like nachos with like the hot nacho cheese sauce you put on there. Like in the mornings, I guess they sort of had like microwave like pancakes because they used to have like senior pancake breakfast or something. But it was, I just remember one time being like, oh hey, like to somebody who worked in the K Cafe. I saw them like somewhere else, and I was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, we work together." And the person was like, kind of like said to like whoever I said that to, like I was introducing them or something. They were like, "Well, sort of like I work in the K Cafe." And I was like, "Oh my god." I can tell you a lot of funny stories about Kmart, but um, I'm really down the rabbit hole with this Kmart talk, but it's like core memories for me because it was my first like really working like in like the real world, not having like a shelter of being just like taking care of little kids who are fairly judgmental, but their judgments don't really matter. And then working for like the government program where it was basically like you just kind of had to show up. Um, I mean, I did work hard at those jobs that I had with that government thing, but that's a whole other tale. But so the point is this, like, we'd be sitting there trying to deal with like these groceries because they would have milk, like they have free, refrigerators. There would even be like one freezer with like some frozen dinners in it, but like it was such a sparse little chunk of grocery, and then everything else just like clothes or appliances or household goods or toys or something. Nothing that you have to like deal with the same way you have to deal with grocery items. And so there would be only a few people in the store who really kind of understood grocery. And I think that's kind of how it is with especially the smaller targets, the ones that are like they're they're not the super target. I think the super target probably has dedicated grocery employees who don't really work in the rest. They're like K Cafe, but they're at Target. Anyways, I'm gonna start laughing so hard again about that. I'm sorry. So I think probably the big Targets do, but the little Target, like, what are they gonna hire one guy? Like, he's gonna be there only like 3 hours, like every like 2 days. Like, it's still not gonna handle the grocery aspect because grocerying, like the grocery business, is very like super fast paced. Obviously, because you got expiring food. So it's important to move things forward, like it's a lot of like moving the stuff that's going to go bad to the front. So that's the first stuff people grab. And then like constantly checking that. And like, anyways. So my point is this: the blueberries that I have, although they are Driscoll blueberries, which is normally a really high quality blueberry distributor who doesn't really send out items that are not of par. Um, Something about the way that Target takes care of it once they get it is different, and like I don't know, man. I mean, I get other items besides blueberries that are fresh produce from them. Like I get like every once in a while when I'm desperate, I'll get my Persian cucumbers, the like baby cucumbers from them instead of like Ralph's or whatever, but they only sell them in pre-packaged bags and the bags are always like there's too much moisture. They're not caring for them the way they're supposed to be cared for in transit and then in storage and then out on the shelves. They just don't have the capacity for that. So basically, like what's happened with these bloobs, not all of them, but more of them than I would care, is they've um they've just been allowed to probably go up and down in temperature during holding and transit. And so a lot of moisture and condensation forms then. And that is really the enemy of most fruits and vegetables and really most foods in general. You don't really want a lot of moisture and condensation on them, but especially fresh fruit and especially berries, which are like some of the most fragile of the fresh produces. So the bloobs I have today are not like ideal California bloobs, I would say, only because of the fact that I got them from my tiny Target. And shout out my tiny Target because I mean, I it's the closest literally store for me to get a lot of things that I need, and because of the fact I don't have a car, like that's really great. Like I'm glad they're right there. Like please don't not be there. And also please don't not carry these groceries cuz like I say, I still do buy that stuff even though like if I get the bag of cucumbers, I know there's at least one I'm just going to have to just give to the dogs or throw away because it'll just be too mushy or something. It's whatever. You know, I mean, I'm very anti food waste, but also I'm very anti wasting my energy walking too far sometimes when I'm tired. So it all comes out in the wash. So our champion as ever is actual bloobs. Today's bloobs, as discussed for way too long right now, are from California and they happen to be Driscoll's brand. Who is our challenger? Well, let me tell you. Our challenger today also comes from Target. This is a Target proprietary brand called Favorite Day. Got some speaking of condensation, I got some condensation on here. And also I realize like every time I post my videos, I go, you should have flipped this because always when there's words, it's always backwards. But how I'm used to seeing myself is in the reverse, like in the mirror version of me. And when it flips, I feel like I look weird, even though that's probably how people really see me. It's not how I see myself. And so I just don't flip it because it stresses me out somehow. But this is Favorite Day brand. Favorite Day Gourmet. Blueberry cheesecake ice cream. And so what it is basically it's cheesecake flavored ice cream with blueberry pieces and graham cracker swirl. Oh, crazy town. And the cute part is see, I already pre-ripped the like little like seal thing off because like there's the lid, but then there's also the seal part. And I wanted to show you this, even though it will be backwards, as I just mentioned. But it's so cute. It says, a love story with a lid. Now, I don't think a love story should have a lid. Because you're going to call that love? But I think it's a cute idea. I don't know. Target really likes to be very like she about all their stuff. So it's like, that's fine, whatever. Blueberry cheesecake ice cream, am I going to get mad? No, I'm not going to get mad. So it's, like I say, here's what she looks like from the top above. It's definitely a very pretty, like, not exactly blue, but more like kind of a lilac color, the way that most of these type blueberry things are. And then you see here, right here is like sort of, that's the graham cracker part. And you can see even down inside where there's like a hole. They're like, you can see the blueberries, but you can see blueberry seeds all through it. And this has been sitting out a minute. That's why it has the condensation. So I'm going to get a bite right now. Now, this bite doesn't have any graham cracker part in it. Mmm. This is really good. It's really good. Now, it does taste like cheesecake, weirdly. Like, I don't really see how you can make ice cream taste like cheesecake, but I guess it's all dairy. But it tastes very blueberry-ish. Like, really, it does. Yes. Mm. And it tastes like blueberry cheesecake. Like, literally, it really, like when you have the cheesecake and then there's like blueberries on it. Now I'm gonna get a little bit of the graham cracker part. Mmm. That's bringing it all together because that gives you like the pie crust, you know? It's a little bit sweeter than I think a real graham cracker pie crust normally tends to be, because I think whatever they use to make this graham cracker crumbs or swirls in there. Swirls. Sometimes I find myself saying words that are not the word I want to say. I'll be trying to say swirls and I'll say squirrels. It's fine. Um, but I think whatever they do is they put like extra sugar in there more than you would put in a real graham cracker crust. But that's because this is ice cream. Like, it's not the crust of the ice cream. It's like mixed all in. So you don't want it to be all grammy. You want it to be ice creamy. AKA sweet. Mmm. It's so good. And then, like, I just want to show you, talking with my mouth full, but it's because I'm making a video. I just kind of want to show you, like, there really are, like, big chunks of, like, blueberry in there. See, like, that's like, quite a bit of blueberry, and there's more, like, under. So good. Finger licking good. Mm. I'm also eating a lot because she's ice cream, and I already opened her up and started softening her up. I gotta take a few bites. It's phenomenal. I gotta say. Target, favorite day gourmet, blueberry cheesecake ice cream. It's pretty life changing, honestly. Like, I did the red, white, and blue um ice cream that had the strawberry, vanilla, and blueberry ice cream in the carton, like Neapolitan, except for red, white, and blue. And that blueberry part of that ice cream did taste quite a bit like this, except for it didn't have a lot of that like big honking chunks of blueberry. It was just blueberry flavored like all through. And also it wasn't blueberry cheesecake flavored. So this cheesecake aspect kind of like adds like something more substantive to it. Like I can't explain it, but I like this better than that. And I liked that because that was the first time I ever tried actually blueberry ice cream in my life. So I was like, oh my God, like this is what, like, all my dreams. Like, I'm not even a really huge ice cream person, but like, when you love blueberries like I do, like, living a lifetime with no blueberry ice cream is sort of like, okay, that's whatever. But now we have it. I swear to God, like, sometimes people don't really like the fact that, like, it's the future and they, like, think, like, oh, like, I miss the past or something. But it's like, why though? Because, like, they only ever come up with more cooler things, like, constantly into the future. Like, you can't go in the past and have them invent something that they just invented right now. Like, I mean, I guess technically you kind of could if you could, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I just blueberry cheesecake ice cream. I'm so sorry that I like enjoy that, and I'm like happy that like I lived long enough to experience it. Oh, P.S. Look at my this is my world necklace, and like what I like about it is it's a whole entire circle instead of just like flat on the back, how a lot of them are. But and it also glows in the dark, which is super cool. But the only problem is because it is a full globe. Sometimes when I'm wearing it, like she'll kind of go on the side like that, and then like people don't always realize it's a world. I have to kind of like tell them, and it's like kind of like a joke. Like if you have to tell people what your necklace is, then like how great is it? But I don't care because I do love it very much, and also because when I wear it, like my head is like above this like little world. So I like somebody goes like, "How you doing?" I go like, "Top of the world." Never listen to me. My God, why are you even watching this? If you are, I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Look, listen. It doesn't matter. Nothing. Like, please never get stressed out. Okay. Thank you. I'm telling that to myself also. Um. So that is the ice cream. That's our challenger. Pretty darn good, let me tell you something. Like, please for sure try this. If you can get it at your Target, wherever you are. I don't think you can get it anywhere else because it's literally Target brand, but hopefully you'll have a chance to try it because it is delicious. But that is our challenger, but we need to talk about our champion. Actual bloobs. They're looking fuzzy. Hold still. What's going on here? Let's look at this guy. I wish sometimes that I was so better at like videos, but I'm just literally not. Like, I'm gonna do this. Look at these boys. Look at them. Look at those guys right there. So good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. You know, I was saying like it was a bummer because some of these bloobs were like, you know, they got like too soft or moldy or something because of the issues that I talked about with Target not being a traditional grocer or very strong on the grocery side. But that being said, these bloobs, like, okay, let me just say, this is blueberry cheesecake ice cream. Now, what is the essence of what they're trying to share with you by creating this? Blueberries. However, is that the primary ingredient? Nope. Now, what's the essence of what these friendos are trying to share with you? Blueberries. And are they the primary ingredient? Why, yes, they are. And are they the champion of the Bloobsday challenge? Yes, they are. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. Look, a friend of mine once said, I love this character that you're doing on stage now, you know, person who thinks they can sing. And I was like, yeah, person who thinks they can sing. That's a funny character. But you know what? If you sing, are you singing? So can you sing? Yup. Maybe nobody wants to hear it, but you're still doing it. That means you can do it. So I just did it. Actual Bloobs is the winner of the Bloobsday challenge. I know it's shocking. But I still do definitely 100% recommend the ice cream. That's our challenge for today. It's been a long video. I've went a lot of places in memory, particularly Kmart from my youth. Um, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And I wish you a happy Bloobs Day. And I hope that you all wake up in the morning and feel like you're on top of the world. Love you. Bye.